Streaming now from Cron 4, the Bay Area's local news station.
An orphaned mountain lion cub has been rescued 5 days after she was first spotted by hikers in San Mateo County. She's now recuperating at the Oakland Zoo, which has a very long history of helping animals in need. And here to talk more about this is Ryan Sadler. He is the senior veterinarian at the zoo. Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Can you tell me a little bit about the cub right now? I understand that she's not in the best health compared to where she should be as far as her weight.
Yeah, that's correct. Unfortunately, by the time that she was found and brought into us, she likely had been without food for at least a couple of weeks. At this age, they're very dependent on their mother for helping get all the nutrition that they need. And so she was definitely behind the 8 ball. She's at least half of what she should weigh right now. And because of that, a lot of her electrolytes are, abnormal. Her red blood cell count is very low. And so she needs a lot of intensive care right now.
I was going to say, what can you do to help her right now, Ryan? We're looking at the video of the California Department of, I believe it was Wildlife, that was able to bring her in. And she's so small. She should be, as you're mentioning, like around 30 pounds. And how much does she weigh now?
Yeah, she's about 10 pounds, so more than half of what she should weigh. Yeah, right now we have her on a couple different intravenous fluids, so similar to what you would get at the hospital if you were in such a shape. And so we're providing nutrients and electrolytes through her IV, and then we're also slowly ramping up her feeding. The good news is that she's a fighter, and so she's got strength, she's got spunk, and so that usually is a good sign that they're responding to the treatments. And so we're tracking all of her lab values really closely. So sometimes it even takes little adjustments between the hour to make sure that we're not overloading her system as we slowly bring her back to health.
I was going to say there's much more going on. Her red blood cell count, I believe, is kind of low, so you have to monitor that. Is she able to eat at all, or are you having to do bottle feeds?
She is actually able to eat. At this age, she would be fully weaned from mom. We do have a little bit of formula in there to provide some nutrients, but right now she's getting a very similar meat diet to what our adult mountain lions would get here at the zoo, but we do make it in kind of a slurry so it's easy for her to digest, and then any other nutrients we're giving her through her IV.
And let's talk about the IV. Is she needing a blood transfusion? How does that work? How do we increase her blood cell count?
So some of it, luckily, she does on her own. Once we get her stabilized a little bit, her bone marrow is starting to produce more red blood cells. But luckily, we do have 3 adult mountain lions here at the zoo that are part of our collection, and we're able to use them as potential donors should her red blood cells get down to the critical level that she would need a transfusion. Our team here is skilled, and we can do that procedure basically in the morning. And so we are on basically standby for that if her red blood cell drops to that amount. But so far, she's looked pretty good, and she doesn't need that life-saving procedure at this time.
Talk about life-saving. I mean, those cameras really that were put out there have saved her life. Are you looking to see if there could be some other sibling cubs out there?
Yeah, that's definitely correct. In these sorts of situations, we do worry about the mother, and so they are watching for if, potentially the mother was killed or is in a similar situation and needs help. But we're also looking for any siblings that could have been in that litter. I know the services out on the peninsula are definitely looking for any signs of them, and they have camera traps out right now to see. We're ready to take another animal if need be, but fingers crossed she's the only one in this state.
And is this cub season? I mean, if she's, 4 months, was that correct? So she was born, December?
Yeah, generally we'll be seeing cubs around her age at this time in season. But it depends. In California, we're a relatively temperate region, and so we can get cubs of a couple different ages. It's not like they all give birth on the same date, unfortunately. So we are kind of aware all year round that potentially we could be treating a mountain lion. Oakland Zoo has a long history of helping rehabilitate these animals. I believe this is our 18th mountain lion that we've helped work on, and so we're kind of always on standby with our partnership with the various federal and California agencies.
I think when any of us watch this and the beautiful work that you're doing, is there anything that the public can do to help in these cases?
Yeah, definitely. We like to use these, even though they're tragic situations, we like to use these as an opportunity to educate the public about human animal conflict, especially with mountain lions in our region. So going to the Oakland Zoo website, going to Cal Fish and Game website and learning more about mountain lions, those are really great resources to tell what, everybody can do to kind of help protect these majestic species.
And do we have any idea as far as her prognosis? Is this something that she could be released? Is this something that she would she'd stay in the zoo?
Her prognosis is still guarded. I like to think of myself as an optimist, and so every day is, another day, and every day that she's with us is a good sign. I would say getting through the first 24 hours, which she did with flying colors, is always a good sign that they're going to continue to progress. With any animal in this sort of situation, things can take a turn quickly, and so that's why we're watching her 24/7. But I would say, even though she has a poor prognosis, I think it's getting better by the minute, and she's hitting all the different benchmarks that she needs to hit in order to have a successful recovery. As far as returning to the wild, unfortunately, because she is so severely affected by this, and because she's missing out on that first 2-year period where she'll be learning from her mom how to hunt, where to go, where safety is, she just won't have those skills at the appropriate age. And we can't provide that because we're not her mother. We can provide her nutrients and health, but we can't provide her those wild instincts that she needs. So unfortunately, she will not be releasable to the wild, but she'll certainly be able to find a home at, a variety of different zoos and sanctuaries that will help take care of these animals.
I was going to say, would she stay in Oakland or would she go to a wildlife facility?
It depends. A lot of times it depends on, which animals are where and, what facilities would potentially need another animal or has space for another animal. There's a lot of factors that go into that. Right now, we're just focused on getting her healthy, and we're certainly planning for her future because we're hoping that it will get to that point. But at this stage, I don't think there's any plans on where she'll go. We're just focusing on the next meal and on the next blood sample and on the next IV.
Well, I will keep fingers crossed. I think all of us here hope for the best, and I like your approach of like that glass half full as opposed to empty. Thank you very much, Ryan Sadler. We really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.